Well, boss, good luck. Thank you. I'll probably need it. Yeah. Okay. Oh! 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 Oh my god! God damn! Oh! Shit, you! What the fuck? Don't even get a second to do anything! So, challenge mode? I am not built for challenge mode right now.
Greetings, you free-flowing virtuosos. There's a hotfix patch now, by the way, link in the description. Now then, today I will be answering what the title suggests. Completely related footage will be streamers who have been playing the mod and died in it. A lot. Power fantasy or challenge? Well, I tricked you! It's both! This is a mod about freedom, player choice, and player expression. This is the entire reason challenge mode is an optional ability you can turn on. You can choose to play what is essentially just the vanilla game but with all the Sora power fantasy you want, along with some quality of life. Or, you can opt into challenge mode willingly, giving yourself a mixture of buffs and nerfs that entirely change how the game will be experienced due to the tougher enemies. Keep in mind, this is supported on any difficulty as well. You are not even forced onto critical mode for this. Now, it may shock you to know I am the same guy who locked you to worst critical mode and critical mode on the Virtuoso mod, but give me a break, it's been 7 years. So, what's the idea here? Well, I happen to be quite inspired by Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix as a game. I know, shocking, but one of its most interesting and daring things it did was immediately reward you for picking the hardest difficulty setting. Sure, you take more damage, get less experience points and HP, but you also get given a lot of extra abilities and even deal more damage overall. I love this! Challenge mode is meant to simulate this feeling in an entirely new light. You're obviously making the game more difficult in some regards, but also easier in others. Of course I'm gonna combo the hell out of a Devastator, dude! Who the hell remembers Kingdom Hearts 2 for the Devastator? They remember it for stuff like this! That being said, despite my statements before, I think perhaps I was not crystal clear on this separation, or challenge mode actually being difficult in my original video. You all must enter my shoes for a moment and understand my predicament though. How many people want to watch the player, who could be you, die constantly, versus the player, who could be you, being awesome when pushing themselves to play well? Obviously, I'm gonna do the most batshit insane combo game and trades in the release video so you all can visually see how deep the combat itself goes. Anyways, that's why you all are getting this highlight reel of the challenge with AI obliterating people on their playthroughs. To me, Kingdom Hearts in general has always been this wonderful blend of action and RPG, though constantly flailing around to figure out which it wants to lean on heavier every new release. But what Kingdom Hearts 2 primarily does that I've always appreciated is that it consistently hands you more options the further along you get, all of which are seamlessly responsive, and you can choose to use any of them at any point. You wouldn't think it at first, but this combination of points is strangely uncommon in a lot of games. There are very few things out of your control in this game, and that allows for a lot of player expression and fun. My aim for this mod was to lift those few remaining restrictions on Sora, such as being committed to attacks, no guarding or dodging out of set attacks, god-awful base form air magic, the entirety of anti-forms RNG, things of that nature. This means every error then becomes the player's fault rather than the game deciding they're dead because it felt like it. This also means Sora becomes incredibly powerful if the player knows what they're doing and can execute their plans very well. But rewarding mastery of a kit is precisely what a game should do, but also have challenges to match the player's potential and push them to learn more. If the player's not challenged in a meaningful way that's still fair to them, there's not really any incentive to try new things beyond style. That's what this mod cranks up to 11, especially on challenge mode. That freedom of choice, player expression, all the options at your disposal whenever you want, leaving it all up to the player, adding more of those options due to the new systems, but also not forcing you to engage with the things you don't wish to. That is what Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix is to me at its peak. A reasonably difficult game when it needs to be, but something that gives the player so many different things they can use and learn, topped with a colorful aesthetic, the generosity to let them go at their own pace, an incredibly responsive combat system, and something that just absolutely feels so damn fun to play and learn. But even through all of this, still leaving in the more straightforward modes for less experienced hardcore players. It's the option. Kingdom Hearts 2 is not a railroad where you should only have one linear path to victory. And nobody will ever remember this game fondly for sections like that, such as Oogie Boogie. It'll be remembered for fights like Roxas and Final Xemnas. That is why minigame fights are toned down in this mod, and challenge mode has more memorable boss encounters that want you to overcome something with an incredible kit. And of course you can be overpowered as Sora eventually. Why should a game hand you a battle kit that doesn't reward you for mastery? There's 0 point to learning for no reward. This is also why I did not go overboard on making every regular enemy a crazy encounter. I don't care if it's easier to juggle a random Heartless or Nobody. You should be allowed those times to appreciate the style you have, and have that time to decide what else in the game you want to learn more. If even every mob fight was too complex, people would get complacent with a single option far easier to use. Harder difficulty or not, the moment they found something that worked. You have to hand the players some downtime along with their new toys, because if they instantly start dying the moment they get their new toy, they're gonna think the new toy is garbage and then never try it again. It is actually incredibly hard to make a lot of new players think outside the box, and you'll immediately shove them back in the box if you keep relentlessly killing them with no breaks between. All this to say, I love what this game does right, and that will always be my main source of inspiration, even if I do take little bits of inspiration from other games I've played. Since I've still got you here, there's another interesting comparison people seem inclined to make, that this is inspired by DMC. Guys, I hate to break it to you, but there is only one mechanic from DMC I directly stole, and that's Wisdom Form's Shot Storm, since it had no way to aim directly below it. Costumes? Sure, Reveneer did some great reference work on the OOC pack, but mechanics-wise, I don't think Kingdom Hearts is DMC whatsoever. I think people only make this DMC comparison to any responsive combo system because games are severely lacking in actual good, yet fast-paced combat systems in general. But I'm getting derailed here. If you guys want me to talk about where I draw inspiration from with specific parts of the mod, comment down below what you want to hear, and maybe I'll make this a semi-regular type of, I don't know, rambling video, I guess. My design philosophy I'll be keeping going forward, all that stuff. The last thing I'll say is that there's nothing wrong with a Power Fantasy experience either. Plenty of those exist and plenty have fun with that. That is also why you can just not turn on challenge mode and destroy everything in your path with the mechanical improvements to Sora and the party members too. Also, yada yada, game design is highly subjective. What's fun for me is fun for someone else, and vice versa, yada yada. Anyways, folks, share the mod around if you had fun with it. Show people this video if they think everything's going to be too easy or too hard in the mod. Support the Patreon if you want to help my future works. And if you had to be shown this video to consider playing the mod rather than the 33-minute video I spent months editing, hopefully it was more convincing.